Hello, welcome to the stream. How are we doing? I hope we're good. Big ups to everyone in the stream at the moment. Look, transfer news has been floating around. It is getting to that time of year again where the rumours are just going here, there, and everywhere. So we're going to talk about City. We'll probably end up talking about other transfers as well. But yeah. Great to be talking about transfer news because I want to see some action from City and our board. I've got so much air for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, shall we jump onto City Extra and have a look? Share screen, City Extra. So... Tuchel. Here we go. We'll start on this. Livramento, according to Fabrizio Romano, is Man City's number one target for the right back spot. Try to see if I can find their exact tweet. Oh, here you go. This is breaking just 4 minutes ago. City have started club-to-club talks with AC Milan for Reijnders as a top target. Negotiations to continue next week as opening bid expect to arrive soon. City want to be fast for Club World Cup, and they also anticipate movement from other clubs on him. So we're trying to beat the other teams to it. Liverpool really going for Wirtz at the moment. Liverpool confident to get Wirtz's deal done after fresh contacts in the last 24 to 48 hours. Liverpool are now favourites for him, and Liverpool are trying to be fast. Man, they must have money ready for this. Blinking heck. And we're pulling out. Barcelona, Eric Garcia. Delap, looking like he's going to be moving. So, Man City. Kyle Walker won't be staying in the summer. He is definitely on the way out. He will be leaving the club. That is for certain. No surprise, really. You know, it seemed like it came to an end anyways. But, big ups Kyle Walker, and hopefully he gets on great at wherever he is next, whether it be AC Milan or someone else. And it looks like Tino Livramento is our ideal replacement. It's no guarantee. It's a very difficult deal because I think Livramento's got like 4 years on that contract left. It may even be 5. I can't put a number on it. He's got he's not long joined, so yeah, he's got a while before anyone has to worry about moving. Look, he's worth 35 million. He's been the starting right back, really, 83% of minutes. He's played well against us. He's played well in other games. He's obviously an important player for Newcastle, not one that they want to give up lightly. He could play on either of the fullbacks and could even dip into midfield. And yeah, he's really been playing a lot more this season especially, I believe. For me, we should be looking for it. Newcastle want a profit. I think he's going to cost you about 50, 60. To be honest, probably anyway. Hopefully a bit more nearer to 50. Newcastle are going to want to make profit. They're going to want a solid fee for him. Considering he's not even just getting a profit, he is their future right back. They signed this guy with the idea that he was going to be a part of their future, and when a club like us comes sniffing, they know the pull of us, and so they understand that Livramento might end up wanting this move. Okay, it might end up being a might, by the way. If Newcastle are playing in the Champions League and we're in the Premier and we're just in Europa League, he might not even want to come to us. But assuming we get Champions League, then... And look, we should be hoping now that Newcastle don't get Champions League. In the kindest way possible to Newcastle. That should be what we're hoping for, because hopefully it will make Livramento be like, I'm getting an offer to play in Champions League with Man City. Am I going to take it? Probably should, if it was me. But of course I would say that. Again, confirmation of Kyle Walker not being a part of the club. Keep looking. Ten Hag looking like he's going to Leverkusen. Thomas Partey staying. A repost of this, meaning he's probably confident on this bit of media he put out. Look, for me, there's no... I think we're going to get Reijnders, to be honest. I'm fairly confident on that. If there's a deal I'm confident on, it is definitely Tijani Reijnders. I think we're looking quick, we're looking efficient, we're looking like we want to spend the money. We would have pulled out a while ago if we didn't want to spend the cash. So I think we're going to do this deal. It's probably going to cost us about 65 million, but I'm really hoping that's going to end up being worth it. He's 26 years old. He's in his prime years. Really, he's going to be 27 come July. And I'm fine with that. It doesn't worry me that we're essentially signing a 27-year-old. That doesn't worry me. I'm absolutely fine with that. A player that contributes this big to goal contributions, he's 25% of their goal contributions, AC Milan, have come from him in the league. 20% of them have come from him in Champions League. 15% in the Italian Cup, and none in that. But he only played 2 games. He's clearly a key player, playing like most of the minutes. Hardly looks like he's not playing the minutes. 53 appearances. Let's have a look at injury history. 1 injury for 1 singular game. His record is essentially crispy clean. Yes, Owain Dilworth. Apologies if I said that wrong. Hey man, I saw that you guys are looking likely to get blinking Verts, man, and man, I just didn't expect it. It really is looking that way at the moment. I don't want you to, because I think he's a top player. I wanted us to get him, but we pulled out because we're not wanting to spend the money. But then we'll just watch you guys go spend the money. But you guys are looking like you're having a great season. You're signing Verts, Frimpong, probably Kirkez. You guys seem to be the most advanced when it comes to that stuff. It really is going your way. But big ups for tuning in, bro. So yeah, not only is Kyle Walker not joining City next season, he's not going to be at the Club World Cup either. Not that's a surprise. Phil Foden will be at the Club World Cup. Rodri's not going to start against Fulham. No surprise there. Don't think anyone thought he's probably just going to get maybe 10 minutes again. Everyone is fit apart from John Stones, by the way. Not necessarily match fit, because obviously Rodri isn't, and Ake probably isn't as well, because they've both been out for a while. Yes, looks like Verts is going to Liverpool. We are cooked. Hey man, we're going to have to pull out something truly incredible. Liverpool Okay, they've seen a top talent in Florian Wirtz. Okay, not that you need the best eyes to see that. They've seen that there's a top talent in Florian Wirtz, and they are jumping on it. They're moving on it. You know? Like, they're buying good talents. Frimpong, one of the best right backs in the world. You know? Especially on the offense, which is what everyone praised Trent for. His attacking ability is incredible. Okay? Florian Wirtz, their midfield is already stacked, by the way. You know, Liverpool have got one of the most solid midfields in the league. I don't even think the attacking midfield slot is an area that they really need to fulfill with Wirtz. You know, let's just have a look at it here. Look how stacked this midfielder is. Ryan Gravenberch, one of the best midfielders of last season. Endo, okay, it's not much. Morton, academy player. McAllister, again, one of Liverpool's key players in that midfield. Curtis Jones, a solid player for them as well. Dominic Szoboszlai, again, really good attacking minded midfielder. And Harvey Elliott, also very solid when it comes to the attack. Barely played a minute. Barely played a minute last season. So, you know, well, yeah, he didn't play much last season, Harvey Elliott. Let's get a look. Well, it actually wouldn't surprise me if Harvey Elliott moves on this season. 5% of games he started in, 11 minutes played. 11% of the minutes in terms of the Premier League. Hardly got any minutes. So I do actually think you could very well see Harvey Elliott leave. You know, he got signed for 1 million, and so they sell this guy for like 40 million. They've made like 39 million profit. You know, I think you could very well see Harvey Elliott move on, but I don't really know what Liverpool's input is on that, because I mean he's clearly not super duper valued by the coach, is he? Now then, and their attack, you know, they're going to lose Darwin Núñez. Jota is a bit hit and miss and can be injured a lot, so they need to sign a striker too. They are spending money this season, Liverpool. You know, they are spending money. You know, they want to stay at the top. And who can blame him? This shows intent. You can only compliment Liverpool for being the guys to not be afraid to go in and spend over 100 million. We spent 100 million on Jack Grealish, and we're afraid to spend 150 on Wirtz. I know wages are going to cost a lot, but Jack Grealish ain't got small wages. You know, Jack Grealish's wages are, you know, let's see what Jack Grealish's wages are. $15 million a year. That's 5 million lower than Kevin De Bruyne. 4 million above Phil Foden. You know, he's not on a cheap deal. And so, over the 6 years that he's been with us, 6 times 15, that's 60. So, through transfer fee and his wages alone, he's costed 160 million. Okay, and then probably if you include how much his agents probably got and whatnot, that's probably just rised a bit more. You know, like, I just can't believe we could be losing Jack Grealish and Kevin De Bruyne. That's 35 million a year in terms of wages, by the way. We could be losing both of them, and we are not willing to put that money towards signing a player like Florian Wirtz. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. You know, unless we genuinely don't rate him, but we obviously do. Pep is a fan of him. Okay, we'll go scrolling through here. Kyle Walker's the only call up to England squad from City, technically. You know, there's no Phil Foden, no Stones, no Grealish in his squad. So, you know, it's going to be a very weird international break for England fans. And City fans. City's Academy won Premier League 2, big ups to them. Negotiations between Man City and AC Milan are heating up for Reijnders, who is attracted by the possibility of playing for Pep Guardiola. And City representatives are expected to arrive in Italy in the next couple of days. Again, I think Reijnders is going to get done. I think he looks a top player, and I think we're showing some serious intent. You know, we're actually making movements on this guy. Okay, and he's not going to cost a small penny either. We're about to spend about 65 million on him. You know, he's not going to be cheap. Right, but we're signing a top player, and so I don't mind. We're signing a very good player. And plus, free academy sales cover him. Ah, gosh, it's so disappointing. Oh, big ups everyone who's tuned in, by the way. I do appreciate the support. Now then, guys, I am going to be on Blue Friday show later, by the way, if you are interested. Okay, we'll have a quick look through Fabrizio, see what he's had to say. I know we did just look a minute ago. And here is England squad if you are interested and haven't seen. Henderson, Pickford, Trafford met the keepers. Trent, Burn, Chalobah, Colwell, James, Konza, Skelly, and Walker complete the back line. Bellingham, Gallagher, Gibbs White, Jordan Henderson. Surprising. Jones, Palmer, Rice, Rodgers in solid midfield. Eze, Gordon, Kane, Madueke, Saka, Tony, Watkins for the top of the field. Gabri Vega looking like he's going to be joining Porto. See if we got anything more down here. Modric leaving. That kind of took me by surprise. Just didn't expect it. Højlund could very well be on the way out. More talk on that. Yeah, it's Europa League stuff now. Yeah, we've caught up to everything now, haven't we? No more talk for the City rumours. What do you think of Livramento? Should we have a look at him on who scored real quick? I'm not going to say I watch him every week, but from what I've seen of him, I remember when he played against City, and I was very impressed, to be fair. I was very impressed both times. He's very quick, very solid defensively. Not too bad. Now, he's played over 3,000 minutes this season. Only one assist, but he is a defender. You know, his defensive qualities are probably where you want to be looking. Actually, we're going to have a look at FootMob, because I actually prefer FootMob. But feel free to read some of those stats I got there. Livramento, share tab. So let's have a look at the 8.2 win against. No, I don't have a look at a win against Leicester. No offense to Leicester, but it's not the best test I can give him. previous games. So, what was a solid, impressive game? That was the Cup. Oh, where was the Cup final? There we go. Yeah, let's have a look at a 2-1 win over Liverpool. Okay, surely he didn't do too bad there. Alright, stats we want to have a look at, and Livramento. So, start of the passing. Looks like. Wait there. Did he even start? I don't have a look at someone that didn't start. He did start. Okay, but he started at left back this game again, showing that he can play both the left and right flank. So good versatility. We love that at City. Tottenham won a trophy. Trophy drought ended. Congratulations. I'd rather it be them than the United. They've also won more European trophies than Arsenal now. So, you love to see it, don't you? So, Livramento, 11 accurate passes out of his 13. No goals, no assists. He had one shot on goal, which went wide. Excuse me. 38 touches, one dribble. One accurate cross. One tackle, 4 clearances. 4 duels. Ground duels. It won all of his duels, to be fair. 4 out of 4 duels won. Didn't need to go do any aerial duels. Got fouled twice. Recoveries 3, defensive actions 5, headed clearances 3, 4 clearances in total. Again, it's pretty good from him. It is pretty good. These are solid stats. And you got to remember, it's against Liverpool, and he won all of his duels. Won all of his duels against Liverpool. Had a total 7 clearances. Not bad, to be fair. I know this may have been a game where they were off the pace or something at Liverpool, but you can only credit Newcastle, to be fair. Okay, defensively, 7 interceptions across the whole game, Newcastle, and 10 more clearances than Liverpool. I'll look at defensive stuff now. There is Livramento. So, like I said, 5 defensive actions, 1 tackle, 3 recoveries, 4 clearances, 3 headed. And he didn't get dribbled past once, remember? Not dribbled past once. His opposite flank, Kieran Trippier, got dribbled past. Only won 1 of his tackles, Kieran Trippier. We'll have a look at Kieran Trippier's game in comparison now. To be fair, Kieran Trippier, I do imagine, was whipping in more crosses and whatnot, and maybe producing more passes. That is kind of his shtick. 2 out of his 6 crosses were accurate. So he clearly had a few more goes. Had the same amount of shots. Got an assist. So, certainly not a bad game for Trippier, not dissing him. But again, similar amount of clearances, interception, 11 defensive actions, 5 recoveries, got dribbled past once. So, look, to be fair, they both did their handiwork. Neither slacked. But, again, just seems like it was a good game from Livramento, which is all I'm really looking for from him. Hopefully he plays well on the weekend. Do I want him to play well on the weekend? Champions League football on the line. Who are they playing again? They're playing Everton. They're probably going to win that. Everton on the beaches. They had their big farewell at Goodison, so they're probably going to get Champions League football, aren't they? It's going to be a tight finale on Sunday. My match preview, of course, will be tomorrow, so be there for that as we look to play 10th place Fulham, who are a solid side. Their form's a bit hit and miss at the moment. A win here and there, and losses here and there too. So can't quite put your finger on it, can you? Any of City's transfers. Reijnders, I'm confident on. Livramento is really up in the air. Florian Wirtz seems to be completely off. 2025 has been a crazy year. PSG and Real Betis are next. Yes, they are, aren't they? I'll have a quick look at PSG. Their final is on Saturday, the 31st of May. So, hey, we might do a watch along for that. Not set in stone, but yeah, we might end up doing a watch along for that. But look, anyway, big up to everyone who tuned in. I appreciate the support. Now then, if you do want to see more of me tonight, I am, of course, on the Blue Friday show in less than half an hour. No, in less than an hour. It's at 7 p.m. I'll tag the show a few minutes before we go live. So, yeah, feel free to tune into that. Anyway, though, big ups to you all, guys. And I will see you all in... Oh, wait, PSG could win their first UCL. Betis could win the first European trophy. There you go. Hey, trophy drought. You know, it is that year. But like I said, big ups to everyone who's tuned in. I appreciate the support an absolute ton, as per usual. And like I said, I'm back live in less than an hour on Blue Friday show on Alpha Varka's channel. So I'll see you all there, hopefully, Blues. Big ups.